What's up, everybody? Teacher Willie here for one more live stream Tuesday night. Looks like this semester I'll be doing a live stream in Portuguese every Monday night, and almost every Tuesday night I will be doing a live stream in English. So you can pretty much count on that. Generally, I am here on Tuesday night with my students, and tonight they weren't able to come to class, so I am here without my students, but still doing an English live stream. Renato's here. What's up, Renato? You were first. Nice job. Ricardo Mantoban. Abraço to Ricardinho and Mrs. Mantoban. Ruben's here. What's up, Ruben? How you doing? We have 16 people here so far. If you could already give us a thumbs up to help out, that will bring more people in. Tarantine's here. What's up, Tarantino? Tanya's here. Hi, Tanya. Ruth is here. What's up, Ruth? Elaine's here. How you doing, Elaine? Good to see you all. We already have 20 people here. We've only been here a minute. So thank you very much for showing up. You guys always make it worth it. Juranji's here. Or should I say Jurandi, as it would probably be in English. God bless you, Ricardo. Thank you very much. Okay, so today I'm going to start off. Francisco's here. What's up, Francisco? Fabio de Souza. How are you? English or Portuguese? Did I say Portuguese? I probably did. It's in English today. So here we go. Today I'm going to talk about Ruben. Everything okay, guys? I was in classes, but now I'm here. Good. Hi, teacher. Good evening. God is with us. Let's go. Okay, Alberto. Good to hear from you, Alberto Matias Gages. Okay, here we go. To hear about or to hear of. So when we say to hear of, it's when we have heard about something, but on not a very deep level. So for example, I have heard of the movie, what's that, the movie with Matt Damon, I don't know the name in English, I can't remember the name even in Portuguese right now, but he's in a movie where everybody's small, they shrink everybody, right? I don't know, maybe somebody knows the name of that movie in English, but so I can say, I have heard of that movie. I have heard of that movie. So when I say I have heard of that movie, it means I've heard the name and maybe just some superficial information about the movie. Now, if I say I've heard about that movie, then I've heard about that movie means that I've heard more than just superficial information. So I've heard a little bit deeper information, maybe the plot, maybe I've heard other actors other than just Matt Damon. I've heard about the storyline, what happens, what ends up happening, maybe even heard the ending, but it's a deeper, let's say, it's a deeper information. We learn deeper information when we talk about to hear about. So for example, another example is the school shooting in Florida. Have you heard of the school shooting? Have you heard about the school shooting? So of would be more superficial, and then have you heard about the school shooting would be have you heard more information about it? What happened, how many people involved, who the shooter was, their background, and those kinds of things would be more have you heard about. So that's the difference between hear of and hear about. Any other questions about it? Feel free to ask, and if you could give us a thumbs up, the people that have gotten here since I last asked, please give us a thumbs up, and then we will be able, YouTube will then put us in front of more people. Let's see who's here. Since I greeted the last few people, Francisco's here. Jefferson's here. What's up, Jefferson? Geolad Aquino Barros. Good to see you, Jefferson. Thanks for coming. Isaias is here. Isaias, where you been, man? Hi, Mr. Hi. So you use Mr. when you use the last name. So if you were going to use Mr. Wilson, but it's too formal because I've seen you all over the place, Isaias, before, although it hasn't been for a while. But I'm here again. Let's move on, okay? Danilo's here. What's up, Danilo? Gil, saúde, natural saúde. Você é fantástico. Thank you, Gil. Thank you very much. I hope you can learn something tonight from the English live stream. Danilo's here. Good evening, Danilo. Brian Steve's here. What's up, Brian? Danilo's from Brazil. Good. Good to have you here. What part of Brazil are you from, Danilo? Let us know. How are you doing today? I'm doing well. I've worked a lot today. I'm kind of tired, but I feel good. Cristiano's here. What's up? What's up, Cristiano? Danilo, speak slowly. Okay, I can speak a little bit slower, but this is for mainly the English live streams are mainly for our more advanced students, because they, especially in our advanced group, we have students from all over the world, and they can't participate as much in our Portuguese, obviously, our Portuguese live streams. So I try and do this. When I do this, it's not very often, but I do it mostly for our more advanced students. So, but I can speak a little more slowly. Who else is here? Valeria, what's up? Valeria, how are you? And Raquel came like she said she was going to come. Nice job. Thank you, Raquel. USA, what's up, bud? How you doing? Stenio, first time. Good evening. Thank you for giving us a thumbs up. Thank you, Stenio. I appreciate it. Ricardo, good your talk here. Not sure exactly what you mean, but I think it's a compliment, and I will accept it as such. Portal Brasil consegue. Hi, teacher. Eliane. Wow, hi. How are you, Eliane? Good to see you. Good evening, Cristiano. Double D's here. What's up, Double D? Danilo, I live in Goiás. Okay, I live in the state of Goiás. I live in the state of Goiás. So not Goiás of states, but the state of Goiás. Remembers living. What's up? How you doing? Good evening. Mr. Postman, it's been a while. What are you up to, man? Well, how you been? Andre, good evening. Professor William, I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to have you here. And Campos, what's up, bud? Okay, so let's get into your questions. Still only have 14 likes. Let's get those likes up. We have 36 people and 14 likes. We got a little bit, we don't have a balance there. Let's get some balance. Let's get some likes flowing. Valeria lives in Niterói. Okay, nice job. I would like to visit Niterói sometime. When I start traveling all over Brazil, I want to definitely hit Rio, hit some Niterói, Ipanema. What else? Búzios. Ever since I watched, a few years ago, there was that novella, that soap opera with the, who was that actress? I can't remember her name. Anyway, that was in Búzios. Ever since I saw that novella, that soap opera, I've wanted to visit Búzios. So that's on my list too, there in Rio. Roberto, as languages vieram de Deus na Torre de Babel. Okay, thank you, Roberto. Nathan Like, what's up, bud? How are you doing? All right, let's get into your questions. What do you have for me today? I did want to let everyone know that I processed all of the applications today. I was going to wait until the 1st, but I was able to process all of the applications. So, if you put in an application for our basic group, one of our 2 basic groups, if you put in an application for our intermediate group, if you put in an application for the advanced group or the speaking group, I processed all of them. If you haven't received an email, either you did a bad job, you didn't fill out the application completely, or you need to search in your spam. So the email, I'll give you the email that I sent it from so you can search in your email, is weareaces.palmas@gmail.com. We are aces, A-C-A-S-E, A-C-E-S, weareaces.palmas@gmail.com. If you search for that email, then you will probably find an email that will say either welcome to the group, or you need to fill out the form completely, or there will be some kind of message there. There were a couple of people that didn't fill out like almost anything, and I didn't waste time sending emails to them. So let's see what we've got. Isaias, teacher, is there another way to say? So here you want to ask, is there another way to say a boy? And if someone would like, if you remind me in the comments after the end of this video, I will link to the say, talk, tell, and speak video where I talk about the difference between all of those. So is there another way to say a boy? A little boy, you have, if you put it in general terms, you have a boy, you have a kid that can serve either for a boy or a girl. And then I'm sure there are some regional differences in other places, but where I'm from, we mainly use boy unless we're going to use kid. when we're talking about a little kid, like a small child. Regina. Regina's here. Good to see you. Danilo, do you speak any languages? Yes, I speak Portuguese, I speak English, and I can survive in Spanish. If I were to go to Mexico or Colombia or Argentina or Uruguay, Paraguay, I would probably be able to survive, but I don't speak well. I'm out of practice. Ruben, teacher, I have a question. You've been studying and you have been studying. Which of them? We can use them equally. Thanks in advance. No, we can't, because you've been studying is incorrect. So you've been studying is something that you might hear in the southern United States. Double D can probably attest to this. You've been studying many times, especially in the southern accent in the southern United States, Texas, Alabama, Mississippi, the southern states, you can hear them cut out the have. But it is incorrect to cut out have, because that is the reason that you have been for been studying is because of the have, because in present perfect we have two things that we need. When we use the present perfect, we have or has as the first part, and we have the verb in the past participle. So we have or has and the verb in the past participle. Now what you have there is the present perfect continuous, which then is talking about something that is continuously happening. When we have that, then we have or has plus been plus the gerund or the ing form. So have been studying. So we need to have those parts in order to have a complete grammatically correct sentence. So as Double D is saying, you've been studying is often said in Texas. So it's more of a colloquial thing, where if you were to take an oral test, you would not want to say you've been studying. You do not want to use that in an oral test in any way, shape, or form. But if you were to visit Texas, for example, and you used it, it would be understood, and that's what they probably, most people, I would imagine. I've only spent two weeks total in my life in Texas, but it seemed to me that that would be used in a normal situation there, in a normal sentence, and it wouldn't be a problem. Good question. Thank you very much for that question. Who was it again? Was it Ruben? It was Ruben. Thanks, Ruben. Elaine, I spent my honeymoon in Búzios. What an amazing city. Yeah, don't tell me that. Don't tell me that until I'm going to visit. That's just going to make me want to visit Búzios more. But thanks for sharing about Búzios. Campos, eu ainda tenho muita dúvida em utilizar an or a. Now, you don't need to be worried about it. And if you don't understand what I'm going to say, my explanation, you can ask about a or an in the next live stream on next Monday. I'll be doing another live stream at 9 o'clock p.m. I'll do another live stream in Portuguese, and if you ask that question, I can explain it more. But really, all you need to remember is we use a when the next sound is a consonant sound. Okay? We use an when the next sound is a vowel sound. So for example, I have a car. I have a car. I have an envelope. I have an envelope. Okay, so a car, an envelope. Why? Because car starts with k, the k sound. So that's a consonant sound. So a car. And envelope, starts with a vowel sound, an envelope. Now, why is there some confusion about this? Many times there's confusion because some people teach that it's when there is a vowel, a letter that is a vowel, and when there is a consonant that is a vowel, and not the sound that is a consonant or a vowel. And that causes problems when we have words like university. University, ya, is a Y sound. It's not the U sound. It is not technically a vowel sound. So we don't say an university. In American English, we do not say an university, even though it starts with a vowel. We say a university. Now, when we have a word like umbrella that starts with a vowel sound, then we use an umbrella. So, for example, I used an umbrella to go to a university. I used an umbrella to go to a university. So we have a when we have a consonant sound and an when we have a vowel sound. Another example is when we have in British, if you were to say erva, herb in American English, H-E-R-B, herb. But in British English, they say herb. So in British English, you would say a herb, a herb. In American English, we say an herb, okay? So it's a vowel sound, consonant sound, okay? So you will hear some people still say if it's a vowel or if it's a consonant, you need to use those. The problem is that the reason that we have the word an is to make the sentence more fluid, right? Instead of saying, I have a envelope, I have a envelope, that it's kind of jagged, it's not fluid. But if we say, I have an envelope is more fluid and it sounds better to our ears. So when the problem that we run into, if you don't use for example, if you use an university isn't fluid. So the reason we have an is to make it fluid. So why would we use an when it won't make it fluid? So that's why I always say we need to use a when it's the sound of a consonant and an when it's the sound of a vowel. Very good question, thank you. And that was Campos. Thank you very much. Who else do we have here? João Elias, child of movie Avengers. Child of movie Avengers. I haven't seen Avengers, so I have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah, child of movie Avengers. Somebody help me out there. I haven't seen Avengers. I have no idea what João's talking about there. Ricardo, do you speak English, Roberto? Roberto, feel free to answer. Gustavo, teacher, what's the difference between I'd said and I said? So we're talking here about past perfect when we use I'd said. So if I say, for example, when I, let's see, a good example would be when I talked to you on the phone, I'd said something to him. When I talked to you on the phone, talked, past, when I talked to you on the phone, I'd said something to him. Okay, so there are two things that happened in the past. When I talked on the phone, I had already said something to another person. So it's two things that happened in the past, and that is, one of them had finished when the other thing happened, and that's when we have the past perfect. And then the other example was, so many comments, that's great. It just takes me a while to get back to the original. I said is just simple past. So it's something that happened in the past and it has no relation to anything else that happened in the past. So the difference between I'd said and I said is that I'd said has some kind of connection to something that happened in the past. And then I said just means that I said something and it doesn't necessarily have any kind of connection in this sentence, in this case, to something in the past. Good question. Nicely done. Gil, meu professor, fiz a primeira aula, hoje tenho 55 anos, fica difícil com essa idade, grato pela atenção. So I'm going to answer in English. If you'd like to ask that question again next Monday, I can answer in Portuguese. No, it doesn't matter. Really, if you want to learn English, you can learn English if you're 5, you can learn English if you're 100. There's a talent level involved. And the older you are, the more that in my opinion, your talent level is important, but your hard work, your work ethic can always take precedence over your talent level and your age. So if you're willing to work hard, it doesn't matter what your age is. If your talent is low and you're a little bit older, it's more difficult, but it's still possible. It's always possible if you go. And 55 is young. 55 is young. I have students in their 60s. And one thing, I have some students that are older that their idea was to study English to keep their mind sharp, to keep their mind fresh, so that they, because studies have shown that if you study another language, it can help keep your mind sharp and keep you from having the effects of Alzheimer's or dementia. And you can check out some of those if you look at language learning. If you were to Google language learning and effects of Alzheimer's or something like that, I don't have the exact quote here or the exact article here, but if you check that out, you'll be able to see that there is a correlation, there's a connection between those things. So it's always good. It doesn't matter if you're 60, 70, 80, 90, even if you don't want to be able to communicate in English, but if you just use it as a way to be able to keep your mind sharp, it works for that as well. Very good question. Thank you, Gil. Lucinage, what's up? How are you? Everybody's retracting their messages. What's going on? Hegina retracted message. Tarantine retracted message. Brian, Tarantine again. You guys are crazy. Danilo, you're very clever. Well, thank you very much. Olhatento, hello. How are you? I think it's your first time on the live stream, if I'm not mistaken. Thanks for coming. Good to see you here. Okay, so Double D. I just finally got to the comment that Double D made earlier. Lucineide, grammar dói na mente. Yes, grammar gives you a headache. Definitely gives you a headache. It's taking our classes, the lessons on here on YouTube. You know that we try and focus more on practice than grammar and put in the grammar when we have to. So we try and reduce your headache. Jefferson, is it the same meaning or can we use in different sentences the words change or switch? I have seen your last video about change and exchange, but what about switch? Excellent question. Thank you, Jefferson. Good to have you here. Thanks for asking this great question. So when we talk about change and switch, what's the difference? And it's very, very important. It's very good. Switch, in general, when we use switch, many times we're talking about, so for example, switch seats. Switch seats. So I'm sitting in a seat, another person is sitting in a seat, and we trade seats. So oftentimes when we use switch, we're talking about I'm going to where that person was, that person is going to where I was. That would be switch. Change just means maybe this person is going to a seat over here, this person is going to a seat over here. So change just means that we're going to make a change. We're going to go somewhere else. Switch most often means that we're going to exchange places. So it's the same kind of thing like you talked about. You mentioned the video where I talk about change and exchange, and if you'd like to see that one, leave a comment down after the video, and I will put a link up and to the right. If somebody asked for it, I'll put a link to that video where I talk about change and exchange and what the difference between those. But it's the same kind of thing. A change and exchange is pretty much the same as change and switch. So you can use switch. We don't use switch as often in formal situations, which is why when we talk about money exchange, we use exchange because it's a more formal situation generally, where switch, we wouldn't say switch money in general when you're talking about going on a trip to another country or something like that. We would use exchange instead of using switch. Okay, I see Victor's got a link. I'm excited. Can't wait to see what we've got going on there. Let's see. Great question, Jefferson. Thank you. Campos, também tenho grande dificuldade de pronunciar I'll e will. Yes, all of the contractions of the pronouns with will are a little bit challenging, especially for Portuguese speakers. But let's go through them. So I and will is I'll. Practice with me at home, in your car, wherever you are. Practice with me now. I'll. Remember, we have our mouth right here. When we say I'll, do this first. Go la 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 la. Okay, la. Where is your tongue? If you say la 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 la, your tongue goes up to what we call the roof of your mouth. The roof of your mouth. La. Okay, that is where 99% of the letter L, the sound of the letter L, occurs by putting your tongue okay, right there behind your teeth, L, okay? So that is important, is very, very important when we're talking about all of these contractions that end with double L. We have to cut that L by putting our tongue up to the roof of our mouth. So I'll is I with will. You'll, la 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 la, you'll. That is you and will. You'll. Then she'll, she plus will, she'll. He'll, he plus will. We'll, we plus will. They'll, they plus will. And then you'll again for the plural. And then my favorite is it'll. So it'll we use for situations either in general, for example, it'll rain tomorrow. It'll rain tomorrow. So it plus will is it'll. So yes, these are very challenging, but with practice and correctly putting your tongue up to the roof of your mouth is key in order to make these sounds come out as they're meant to come out, as they will be understood by native speakers. Excellent point. Thank you very much again, Matus. Let's see what else we've got. Ding, 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 ding. Stenio, teacher, which one of the following sentence is correct? So you want to say which of the following sentences is correct. Which of the following sentences is correct? We went to see the sun go down, or we went to see the sun goes down. Okay, so we went to see the sun go down. We went to see the sun go down would be the correct sentence. Because the sun goes down is the present tense. And what you did was in the past. Okay, so we went to see the sun go down. You could say the sun goes down every day, right? The sun goes down every day would be a simple present, meaning it's a habit or something that happens normally or repeatedly. Teacher, can you say different from hear of and about again? Thanks. So to hear of is generally superficial. I have heard of Dr. Oz, a doctor in the United States. I've heard of Dr. Oz means I've heard his name. I know a little bit about him, but I've heard about Dr. Oz means that I know more about him. Maybe I've looked him up on the internet and I've gotten a deeper understanding of who he is and what he does. So there you go, Tarantine. What else do we have? Boom, boom, boom. Brian, Teacher Willie, very soon we will be me and my team in an English contest in spelling, but our 200 words that you recommend me to have a good pronunciation and not be confused. So what I recommend is practice. The spelling bee is very, very big in the United States. I've always loved spelling, and my hope when I was a little kid was to win the spelling bee. And I remember almost every word that I missed to go out of the spelling bee. I remember, so one of them was heart. I still remember 4th grade, it was heart. I spelled it H-A-R-T because of a TV show that had the name Hart, which is a last name. I misspelled journey in 6th grade. I misspelled meekness in 7th grade. What else? Those are right off the top of my head. Those are the ones I remember. And then my 5th grade teacher was weird, and we had like a tournament. We had a whole week where we did spelling bees all week. So there were several that I missed there. And I was one of the finalists, but I didn't make it out of the classroom. In 7th grade, I made it out of the classroom to when the whole school was together, the best of each class, but I failed with meekness because I spelled it like weakness, but it has 2 E's and not A. So when I did it, and what generally is the best advice when you're going to do a spelling bee is practice, practice, practice. If they give you a list, just keep drilling, training, practicing. That's the best way to do well in a spelling bee. Isaiah, another question. What is the difference between to jog and to run? Very good question. Actually, I was just talking about this. Valkyria and I went jogging at a park near our house. The difference between to jog and to run is that to jog is never competitive. It is either for enjoyment or it is for exercise, but it is never do you jog competitively. So you never jog to race. And it's the thing where you're jogging and you're going slowly. So you're not running. To run would be to go fast, and to jog is to go slowly, either for enjoyment or to exercise. So that's the main difference between to jog and to run. Excellent question. Who was that? Was that Stenu? Who was that? Let's see. It was Isaias. Good job, Isaias. Way to come with some good stuff. Luis. Hi, teacher. God bless you. Thank you very much, Luis. Luis, I'm pretty sure it's you. I've processed your application and you didn't fill out all of the rules. I think the first time you didn't fill out any of the rules. This time you filled out 2 rules. I can't let you in, man, until you do all 5 rules. To everyone who is in the group right now, in the live stream right now, who would like to be part of one of our groups, if you don't fill out the rules, you're not going to get in. That's not going to change. Please, don't waste my time by filling out 1 rule, 2 rules, 3 rules. In the advanced application, if you're trying to get into the advanced group, there are 4 rules. I say 5, but if you just put the 4 that I talk about, because there are 1 or 2 rules that I don't say this is a rule, but they're involved. So if you put the 4 rules, you're going to get in as long as you fill out the application completely. You have to put all 5 rules if you want to get into the basic group. It's just, there's no way around it. I have to make sure that you have seen the rules and that you know and you're responsible for following the rules. And I can't do that unless I know that you have seen the videos and watched the rules. Vitor, what's up? I just got to where Vitor got here, so we're going to have a lot of comments. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome. We're getting so much good stuff going on right now. Lucineide está travando. Sorry about that. Sergio, good evening. How are you, buddy? Your computer's not very good. Sorry about that. João Elias, here the video's working well, so I don't know. Is it me? Is it you? A typical relationship question. Is it me? Is it you? I don't know what's going on. Raquel, teacher, podemos misturar o inglês britânico com o americano numa conversa? Yeah, it's not going to be a big deal. The only thing is, if you're talking to an American and you mix them up, then you will sound more foreign to an American, and you will also sound more foreign to a Brit if you mix both of them. But it shouldn't impede your communication very much, so it's not a big deal. And if you're not talking to an American or a Brit, then it doesn't matter. So yeah, I would say go for it. When I'm at home, we speak in Português. So we speak Portuguese, we speak English, whatever the best word to represent what we want to say and the quickest, then we use that word, whether it's Portuguese or English. And you can do that with your English. It's not a huge deal if you like, sometimes we like words. Maybe you like to say the lift instead of the elevator, or you like to say the lorry instead of the truck, or whatever it is, fish and chips instead of fish and French fries, or whatever it is, then it shouldn't be a big deal. Just know that if you do that, then there are some words, like if you say chips to an American, he thinks potato chips, like Ruffles or whatever. And if you say chips to a Brit, then he's going to think French fries. So just know that there are some of those things that will be understood differently, but it wouldn't be a big deal. I don't think you'd have any problem with it. Flavio Mueller, what's up, bud? Good to see you. Professor, as músicas do Phil Collins têm lindas letras para se aprender inglês. Okay, thank you. Francisco, eu estou iniciando no inglês, o que você me orienta a começar a fazer? Watch our videos. Start with lesson 1, go all the way through lesson 15. Come to the live streams, especially the Portuguese ones. If you're obviously you're putting in you're putting your comment in Portuguese, so you're probably at the level where you still want to use Portuguese a lot, want to learn English, then I would say come to the live streams, especially Monday night at 9 p.m. And get involved in our basic group and start practicing. People are there to help you. So the first thing would be to watch the videos, and you can ask any questions that you have in the groups and in the comments in the videos. I try to answer all of them. There are sometimes if the person starts talking about politics or starts talking badly about Brazil or something like that, sometimes I don't answer those. I don't make any kind of reply to those comments, but I'd say 95% of the comments I respond to, so that we can interact. Who else we have here? What's going on? Paulai, what's up, buddy? Maria Aparecida, good to see you. Francisca, hi. Aninha, Aninha's here, everybody. Good evening, Aninha. Daniel Teixeira, hi, how are you? Hey guys, create a group WhatsApp. I already have 5 of them. 5. Where have you been, Danilo? Where have you been? I have 5 WhatsApp groups. Actually, now I have 6 because for the people that support the channel at the level of Super Serious, they get involved. So far, it's Pastor Marcio. Pastor Marcio and I are in the Super Serious group. If you'd like more information about that, watch the video about Patreon, and you can support us and get, I will follow up with you. You have daily contact with me right inside the Super Serious group. I will answer all of your questions when you ask, which is not able to happen with the other 5 groups because there are 5 groups and I only have 24 hours and I teach about 40 to 50 hours a week. So not a lot of time outside of that. Vitor, okay, here's the link for the website that shows that learning a second language protects against Alzheimer's. I love you, Vitor! You're the best, Vitor. Thank you, man. So there it is. There's the link for what I was talking about. It helps. There's just no way around it. It's huge to learn another language. Danilo, add me. No, I will not. Why? Because I don't add anyone. What I do is you can apply for the group because I want to make sure that you're serious and I want to make sure that you know what the rules are before you get into the group. So you can apply for it if you put in YouTube ACES English Grupo Básico for the basic group, then the link is there for your application, but you have to watch the video and put in the 5 rules. Once you do that, just like everybody else, then I will send you the link to the group. Luis Lima, teacher, when do I use do or make? So in general, do is more for actions, make is more for when you have something at the end. For example, to make a cake, you have a cake at the end. To do homework is an action with the homework. And so we use more that's in general. It doesn't always fit. It doesn't always work perfectly. But in general, do is more for actions and make is more for when you have something at the end. Stenio, got it. Good, bud. Are you a dedicated teacher? What do you mean by dedicated teacher? I work between 40 and 50 hours each week teaching. I also have, I checked today before the live stream. We have 669 people that are participating with us in our 6 groups. Thank you very much. So am I a dedicated teacher? You can decide. 669 students in 6 WhatsApp groups. I teach 40 to 50 hours per week, and we have our students at the churches that in our church project. So you tell me, what do you think? Dedicated, not dedicated? Ruben, could you explain the difference between straight away and right away? Thanks in advance. Same thing. They're synonyms. Straight away, I don't know anyone that uses it in the United States. I believe it's British. Maybe Vitor can tell me because he's our resident Brit. He likes the British English. So Vitor, tell us, in your experience, the British English that you've studied, have you seen straight away a lot? Because I haven't seen it in my experience in American English. We use right away. So that may be one difference, but they are synonyms, so you can use either one. Sarah's here. What's up, Sarah? Good to see you. Andre, Professor Willie, I have a question. I've heard the letter H in some songs like sound of a vowel sound. Is it possible? Feel free to correct me. I don't speak English well. Hey, this is pretty good. It's pretty good question for someone who says they don't speak well. Yeah, the letter H, remember, the letter H is not silent like it is in Portuguese, and I think it is in Spanish too. The letter H either is the H sound or it is no sound. But it's more often the letter H has a sound of H, like the R in Portuguese, than it does no sound. So yes, you will hear the H sound, but you will never hear the H sound for the letter R. That's the main difference. If H has a sound, it's going to be H like R, and R will always be ra, re, ro, ru, and will never be H like it is in Portuguese. So that's the main difference. While I'm at it, if you guys could please give us a thumbs up if you haven't already, if you're liking the information that you're getting. Also, if you're liking the information, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and click or touch on the bell icon, and YouTube will let you know every time we do a live stream like this, or when I put a new video on the channel. So subscribe and also touch or click on the bell, will you? What else do we have? Danilo, how nice do you want to give your time to us? So do you mean, sorry, I don't understand exactly your question. Are you saying it's nice that I give my time to you, or are you saying, asking me if I want to give my time? I'm sorry, I don't understand exactly your question. Jefferson, this week was the first time I saw about the magic E, about pronunciation as hug and huge. With some little exception rule, it's very interesting to guess pronunciation, but I have never heard about it. Do you teach, or it isn't important? Do I teach the E? Yeah, I talk about the E when we're talking about, for example, words like mace, words like grace, the E. I think that's something that one of the jiquistas on YouTube is calling it the magic E, like he invented it. But I talk about that. It is very important because it has a lot to do, especially with Brazilians who, because you come from Portuguese, then you want to pronounce every vowel sound, and the E is not pronounced at the end of words. So, yeah, it's very important. Victor Frazão, what's up, buddy? How are you doing? I call it Port English. Good. What's up, divulgações? How are you? Thanks, Teacher Willie from Raquel. Very good. Not very well. Very well. Remember, well is bem. Muito bem. You can say that when you're talking about something that someone has done in Portuguese, but when you just say muito bem or muito bom, we say very good when you're talking about something that someone did or something that someone said. So in this case, you would want to use very good. Bruno, good evening. My first time in your live class. Good job. Thanks, Bruno. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Ricardo, arriving now. Good to see you. Sarah, teacher, não vou conseguir mais ficar na live de segunda-feira porque comecei minhas aulas, mas aí eu irei assistir quando tiver tempo. Yeah, the nice thing is the live streams stay on the channel, so you can always watch them afterward. Can I learn 2 languages at the same time? Why not? It depends on you, Thiago. It depends on your talent and your focus. There are some people that have problems. After I was fluent in Portuguese, then I went to college and started studying Spanish, and it caused some problems for me. But there are some people that have a high talent level in learning languages, and they're able to make it work. So you'll have to just test it. Give it a try. If you don't have a problem, I'd say go with it, because learning one language always helps learn another one, because you have to look at things in a different way than you always have, you've looked at things before. So if you can do it, do it. Give it a try. And if you have problems, then just stop. It's that easy. Good question, though. Thanks, Thiago. João, suas aulas estão ajudando muito. Thanks, bud. Thank you, João Elias. Como se diz, as suas aulas estão ajudando muito em inglês? Your classes are really helping. Your classes are helping me very much. It would be some form of that. Thiago, I've learned 4 languages. Everyone can do it. Go ahead. Says Tarantine. Jefferson, thank you very much for your explanation. You're welcome, Jefferson. Straight away is more used in British English. You are correct. It's nice to be correct once in a while, especially when I have Victor to back me up to let me know when I'm right. Sorry, very good teacher. No problem, Raquel. Ruben, yes, thanks, Victor. Okay, thank you guys for being here tonight. Good to have you back for one more live stream. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up if you're watching it now, or if you're watching it on the replay. We'll be back Monday, definitely. Also, I will probably be doing another live stream from my class on Thursday afternoon at Sibapa, the church where I teach the pastors English. That class is from 4 to 6 p.m. So give us a look. Take a look. I'll be live during that. You'll probably get a notification if you've touched or clicked on the bell. I'll be live then, and I'm hoping to get another edited video out in the next couple of weeks. Also, this week I will start writing the 16th lesson, and don't forget to check out our Patreon page if you think that the things that you're learning on the channel are beneficial to you and you would like to donate to the channel. Feel free to go to our Patreon page. The link will be in the description of the video. Last couple comments. Thanks, teacher, for the explanation. You're welcome, Thiago. Bruno, teacher, what do you think about apps to learn English? Do you really believe in the powerful of this one. I don't know which one you're talking about, but I do have many students that use Duolingo and other apps, and they are helpful for them. I personally don't know a lot about them because I don't have time to look at them, but I know that I have many students that use them, and they like them. Okay, Sergio, good night to you, and good night, Thiago. Good night, everybody. Thanks for being here. You guys are the best. Until next time, keep studying and don't give up. We'll see you around.